Hello everyone, I'm Kasparov. I'm happy to be joining you and Kilvar to talk about some of my favorite subjects. Machine intelligence, human creativity, and how these two things are combining to determine the future of work and the future of everything else. I wish we could be together in person. Actually, I wish we could be anywhere in person. But until then, I'm glad we have the option of this virtual platform. This crisis is forcing us to embrace many technologies and changes that are already happening slowly. And that includes my main topics today. Since the dawn of the industrial age, advances in our societies have been determined by our advances in technology. Steam power, electricity, nuclear and renewable energy, microprocessors, telecommunications, and the internet, to name a few. Today, it is a supercomputer in every pocket and increasingly intelligent machines. All through history, our machines have taken over for animal labor and then human labor. That continues today, thanks to the power of invisible algorithms that are capable of tasks once thought to be exclusively the domain of human beings. Tasks that require calculation, evaluation, and analysis. I had a very personal, up-close view of this evolution. It was a blessing and a curse for me to be the world chess champion when chess computers finally realized the dream of many of the greatest computer scientists to defeat the world champion. Alan Turing, Norbert Wiener, Claude Shannon, they all wrote about this possibility well before machines even existed to run a chess program. First, a visit to the good old days to show you how fast things can change. Here is a photo of me in Hamburg, Germany in 1985, the year I became the world champion. I'm giving what is called simultaneous exhibition, playing against 32 opponents at the same time. This is an old chess tradition, usually masters against amateurs. But this one was special. It was a human master, me, versus 32 of the world's best portable chess computers. It might surprise you to learn that I won 32-0, winning every game. What is more, at the time, that result wasn't considered much of a surprise. Such machines and chess software on PCs were strong enough to beat 95% of human players, but well below the level of a grandmaster. To me, this was the golden age. Machines were weak, and my hair was strong. Now we jump forward just 12 years to my 1997 rematch against the chess supercomputer Deep Blue. And yes, I said rematch. Nobody remembers that I won the first match against Deep Blue in 1996. But that is only fair. Nobody remembers the people who failed to climb Mount Everest before it was conquered at last. And in this storyline, I was Mount Everest. From easily defeating 32 machines to fighting for my life against just one 12 years later, that is the nature of human-machine competition. First, they say it is impossible for a machine to do it. Then the machines are laughably weak for a relatively long time. Then there is a brief period of rough equality, the competition window, that gets all the attention. That is where chess was for maybe 15 years, from 1990 to 2005. And then, after that, window closes. Machines are increasingly superior forever. For example, you all have a phone in your pocket that can run a pre-chess app that is far stronger than Deep Blue. Yet, we're fascinated with the narrow competition phase when we're living through it. Often, there is a lot of doomsaying, and we intentionally try to slow things down, which only extends the agony. What we should be doing is focusing on getting through it to the other side quickly, so we can reap the many benefits of computer superiority and productivity. Computers and humans play chess very differently, even though the results were close for a while. This was where those founding fathers of computation were wrong. They couldn't imagine machines that were so fast they could use brute force to beat a game with a nearly infinite decision tree. They believed a machine would need to approach human intelligence in order to play chess well. But Deep Blue wasn't intelligent in any sense other than playing chess. It was as intelligent as your alarm clock. Not that losing to a $10 million alarm clock made me feel any better. This is another key lesson. Machines do not have to do things the way humans do to surpass us and to benefit us. Airplanes don't flap their wings, but they fly just fine. Also, machines don't have to be perfect, only better. Yes, for self-driving car, you need near perfection. But if we wait for 100%, we will be waiting forever. Whether it's language translation, cancer radiography, or even procurement, a machine's better is usually good enough to make a real difference. By the way, this is a real sushi restaurant at Terminal 5 at JFK Airport in New York City. I love sushi, but I can't eat there. So I lost in 1997, and yes, I was a sore loser. But to be fair to myself, I did not have much experience with losing. But even though I wanted a rematch, the writing was on the wall. The machines had caught up. And that's always a one-way street. But being a human, I could do something that Deep Blue could not: adapt to the new environment. If you can't beat them, join them. I wondered if there was a way to combine machine precision with human strategic thinking. If a grandmaster combined forces with a chess computer, might it not produce the best chess ever? Close to perfection. The result of my inquiry was what I called advanced chess in 1998. Not human against machine, but human plus machine against another human plus machine. The result was not perfection by any means, but it was an interesting experiment. It was critical to manage time better, for one. But the real experiment came later, when advanced chess found its natural home on the internet. In 2005, a big chess site hosted a tournament they called freestyle chess, where any combination of players, humans, and machines were allowed to compete together for big prizes. Teams of grandmasters joined, as did supercomputers like Deep Blue. But the early results seemed natural to me. A grandmaster playing with computer assistants was stronger than the teams of strong humans and stronger than the supercomputers. But the real surprise came at the end. When the identity of the winner was announced. It was two weak amateur players using 3 ordinary PC running $50 chess software. How did they do it? Process. They came up with a system of coaching their computers to analyze very deeply, literally running from one screen to another to enter the moves. This allowed them to see further ahead and more clearly. This result led me to formulate what has been called Kasparov's law. That when it comes to combining human and machine, a superior process is what wins, not just the expertise of the human or the power of the machine. Of course, a great artist had an important perspective. Machines are useless, said Pablo Picasso. They can only give you answers. That is what matters most, are the questions. Answers are an ending, but questions are a beginning. And asking the right questions means knowing what matters most. And that is something only humans can decide. That sort of strategic decision making is critical. But right now we spend too much of our time doing other work, often routine tasks that could be better done by machines. Emotional response and creativity are still human domains. But how relevant are they in the average workplace? According to a 2016 study by McKinsey, just 4% of the work activities across the United States economy required creativity at a median human level of performance. And only 29% of work activities require a medium human level of performance in sensing emotion. This sounds terrible, but in reality, this is very good news because it leaves us a lot of room to expand those areas by making human work more human and less like rote machine work. As with all disruptive technology, intelligent automation creates good news and bad news. Many jobs that don't require these essential human elements can likely be done by machines. And I argue that this is a great opportunity to free people from tasks that don't require emotion and creativity. Or, as the saying goes, if a machine can do your job, maybe it's a lousy job. And as long as it keeps creating new industries and new jobs, our technology will free us to be more human. Fewer routine tasks means more time for strategizing, building relationships, creative thinking, new projects, and finding new questions to ask. To take a different perspective, look at what some of our machines are already doing to empower us. The deaf and blind can participate far more easily in the workplace and society. Robots can give us new limbs. Now extend that to everyone, not just physically, but mentally, cognitively. And we will need that boost as we push into the countless new challenges and jobs that our technology is creating as fast as it changes and destroys old ones. For example, 10 or 15 years ago, who had heard of becoming a 3D printing engineer or social media manager, drone pilot, or mobile app developer? Some studies show that half of children in middle school today will be in careers that either don't exist now or will look very different. But change isn't just for our kids. Things are changing now, and we have to adapt, to be agile. Automation is a huge part of this, not just because it makes those tasks faster and more efficient, but because that in turn frees us to be better strategists, to plan ahead, to be more creative and ambitious. Before wrapping up, a quick summary of some key points. 1. Machines don't have to be perfect, only better. 2. AI will do things differently, not like humans. 3. AI will do more rote work, freeing us to be more creative and strategic, more human. 4. Intelligent tech is easier to use, requiring less training and retraining. 5. AI is augmented intelligence. It helps us be smarter. This is why I like to say that we aren't being replaced, we're being promoted. I hope I've managed to reassure you a little about the present. After all, I was the first knowledge worker to have my job threatened by a machine, and I did all right. I want to leave you with a little look at the future. We started with brute force machines, and most of our machines are still this kind. They obey orders and save us a lot of time doing calculations. Now we're moving into a partnership, human plus machine, finding ways to get the best from both worlds. The results are good, but mostly still predictable. The future is more like management, where we guide intelligent algorithms from one fertile field to the next and let them do more and more of the work. The results won't be so predictable. Throughout this evolution, we see that is real augmented intelligence, not artificial. Our intelligent machines make us smarter, the way our early machines made us stronger and faster. I compare it to a device that does for our cognition what a telescope does for our vision. But we must be ambitious and to trust our technology and ourselves to get the most out of these amazing machines. A telescope that is pointed down into the mud doesn't do anything. So let's dream big. Let's embrace the future. And let's aim for the stars. Thank you.